How's everybody doing out there? This is Super Solican, and this is the Awakening Podcast. Peace and blessings to those who are in Christ, to the brothers and the sisters out there. I want to go ahead and get into the message and it's very important. Right now, we see things going left field. We see things going wrong every turn. Every time you turn on the news, you see the world leadership as being being incompetent, for being dishonest. We see a lot of world leaders, and this is just in a Western society. Now, don't get me started on these the countries in the Middle East, the countries that are the African countries, all of these third world countries. Their leadership is completely corrupted. The leadership, and if the head is corrupt, everything under that is going to be corrupted also. The Lord informs you of that. Now, I say that to say people have followed since the beginning of time, since ancient biblical times. People have looked for someone to guide and lead them. Even in the times when you had prophets upon you, in the times of Moses, Moses was having a hard time leading the people. It was just him. See, at first you had prophets. You didn't have the people of God are governed under a different system. The kings, and that's why religion operates outside of politics and things like that, because really God is our governor. We govern ourselves. You understand? You don't have to worry if a Christian person is following the teaching of Christ. If he's following the word, then he is not going to need anybody of government governing his life, because he's going to be in perfect harmony and alignment with the earth, and he can govern his own life. He or she can do that. Now, the problem comes in is when you don't want to follow God, when you're not following his word, not following his teachings. Then what happens is people just look for something else to follow. They look for another leader. And that's what happened in the biblical times. They just rejected God when they was, asking a prophet of God for a leader in the Bible. The people were asking for a leader. They were asking to be appointed a president. They were asking to be appointed a king. They were asking to be appointed a politician. They were asked they were asking to be appointed someone to guide and lead them. But this is what God told the prophet. God said that they rejected you, not me. This is what he was telling the prophet. So don't worry, don't trip about the people asking you for a leader, being and seeming like that they're very ungrateful and disloyal to the living God, to the teachings of God. But God told him, don't fret. He said they rejected you. They rejected me, not you. This is what God said. And this is God's understanding of this since ancient biblical times. He understood that people, and he told them to tell the people this, when they do get their leader, though, what's gonna happen is he gonna take your children, your sons and daughters. He gonna conscript them into wars. He gonna take your daughters, have them doing, despicable things on the earth. They not gonna be guided by the tenets and laws of God no more. Now it's gonna be the laws of man that guide them. They gonna take all your stuff. You gonna be working a long time. Government gonna come in and tax 70% of your income. Things like they gonna be sending niggas. They gonna be killing people. They gonna be doing a lot of things that's against God, and it's not gonna be good. And basically, what they gonna do is take from the people. They not going, and under the guise of giving to the people and giving the people something that they wanted, God wanted them to understand that at the end of it all, you're not going to be better off for it. You're going to be worse off. See, this is what God likes. This is how he does things, and this is how he teach. God will teach you. It'll take him a long time sometime to give you the full lesson. But you will see the truth. And the truth is that these politicians, bro, God is going to be the last. Jesus Christ is going to be the last world leader. He's going to be the last one, and he going to be the one that's the most effective. He going to be the one that's needed. Like this earth is reflecting that you need proper leadership. You need righteous leadership. You know what I'm saying? You don't need leadership that's going to lie to you. You don't want leadership. You don't need leadership that's going to manipulate you. You don't need leadership that's going to rob from you, steal from you. You don't need leadership that's going to put up smoke screens for you to look over here, and then while they doing something else over here. You don't need leadership that's going to take you, kill innocent people. You don't need leadership that's going to be greedy, and basically starve the people, take the resources. You understand? You need leadership that's gonna heal, leadership that's gonna give proper guidance. You need leadership that's gonna give instruction on, how to live your best life. But that's not what this leadership does. That goes to show you it's not proper leadership at all. You understand? This has been a joke that's been going on in America with the Joe Biden and this Democratic Party. The Democratic Party have been using and manipulating Americans for the long, especially black Americans and minorities for the longest time. This is their job. This is their MO. Their job ain't to, in plain sight to say, in God we trust. That's on the money. And God we trust is on all of the currency. But we don't trust God in this country, man. You understand? These people are not trusting God and doing the things that they do. They over here bombing people. They bombing innocent people. They so incompetent. They'll bomb the dude they bombed the guy who was in Afghanistan helping them. How you gonna bomb your ally? Like a dude is helping and just like, oh, my bad. No, you just killed somebody, fam. You just took a life off the earth. A soul is now having to go be judged because you just took them off the earth abruptly. This is our leadership. See, when you go back, you got to look at the leadership of God and look at the leadership today. When God was leading the people, look at what was he got things accomplished in his full fruition. He moved a group of chosen people from one group of land to the other. They got enslaved by a more powerful group of people, but yet and still God was still preserving them through having children and sheer numbers. So God, in turn, being the appointed leader, led Moses and the Israelites first of all, he went and got them from that captivity that they were in. No problem. Got them up out of there. Led them through a parted sea. Provided for them all type of manna and things on the ground. God was their leader. When God was the leader of the people, things was going off without a hitch. There was no problem. It was harmony. People had everything that they needed to have. But the problem is people rejected God and his leadership. This is in the Bible. You understand? If you read your Bible, these people rejected God. They call them a stiff-necked, hard-hearted people. And that is our people. That is and I get that. So, but God right now, he's allowing you to see. So he said, okay, what he did was he removed his leadership from the earth. And you see with your own eyes in 2021, in modern times, look around at the leadership. They are all failed. They all faulty. You know, they all riding on a, we all journeying on a rickety boat that's waiting to implode at any day. You got global warming, you got disasters that, you know, we don't have infrastructure to handle, and we don't have like, and if one thing happened with the resources or famine go on, that look at what happened in the African countries. Man, the people are literally starving, and the leadership is hoarding all of the resources. This is how messed up it is. The leadership has become. It's how corrupt the leadership is. Starving the people while taking all of the resources. Over here in America, people starving. They don't really care about, you know, the homeless epidemic. The leadership don't have, they've just pretty much made mental illness normal because they don't have no idea or infrastructure to house them. They don't have an idea on how to heal either, because they don't have spiritual knowledge on how to heal the mind, the spirit, you know, and heal the spirit. They don't have that. So nothing over here is about healing. Nothing is about healing. It's about pretty much keeping you enslaved. And people just don't see that. You understand? That's what this leadership in governments is about. Keeping people enslaved, keeping them dumb. It's not freeing their mind. You know, freedom, under the guise of freedom, you come to get your mind enslaved and things like that. See, the Lord he understands what the leadership that you need. It's guidance, you know what I'm saying? Really, at the end of the day, people don't want government being able to trying to force them to do anything. You see right now, they trying to force people to take vaccines and put stuff in your body and do stuff like that. They're trying to force people to do certain things. That's not leadership. Like, you shouldn't have to force niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what God is doing. He's showing you that this is where you need to be. He's showing you that these human leadership and things like that, it's not going to be 100% effective. A lot of times it's just going to be like, you know, throwing darts in the dark, man. A lot of times it's just, you know, you can do the best you can, but the Lord is 100% effective. You understand? He is this is the leadership you want to be under for peace, harmony, and prosperity. Those things can be accomplished under God's leadership. And Jesus Christ, when he returns, he will be the final ruler. He's given you the example of leadership. It's not a better leader. Okay? With that being said, this is the Awakening Podcast, and I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all with that. But, you know, we have many more messages to come. We're going to do a lot more with this podcast. We need to take this worldwide, preaching the gospel, so people can hear this and get these messages. All right. Peace and blessings to the listeners. And I'll talk to y'all later.